This is Andrew from Seemu Apps, and in this tutorial we're going to look at how to reorder a table view. I have an existing project from our table view tutorial. The link will be on screen and in the description if you wish to view the tutorial and also download the source code. Basically, we've just got this basic table view here, nothing fancy, just a few items, and this is the code here. So what we're going to do first of all, in the storyboard we've got one view controller. So we're going to add a navigation controller and add a button in it to reorder the table view. So we'll just drag the navigation controller onto our storyboard. We'll delete the right hand side one it creates. We'll move that over. And we'll get this arrow here and drag it onto our navigation controller. That will make it the default view controller, so the very first one that loads up. So from our navigation controller, just click on it, hold in the control key and drag the line to our other view controller and select root view controller. And that's gonna basically place this little section up the top here. That's going to allow us to add a button in to reorder our table view. So once that's done, we need to add one more item, which is a bar button item. So down here, if we just go to the search, we'll go bar button, we'll see bar button item. So we'll drag that up into the top left corner and we are going to name it reorder. Now once that's done, we're going to go to the assistant editor up into the top right. It should show the view controller by default, but if it doesn't, like in our case, you just need to simply select it up here, drop it down and select view controller. Now once you've got that in there, just click on the reorder button, hold in the control key, we'll drag it into here. And we're going to create an action which will run the code in here when we click on it, and we're going to name that reorder items. Alright, now that's done, we can close that down and go over to our view controller. We're going to do our code for actually reordering it now. So the first bit of code is in our reorder items. So what we're going to do, we're going to make it when you click on the button, it's going to set it to an editing mode, a table view, where you can reorder it. So to do that, go if table view dot editing is equal to true, then table view dot set editing to false, make animated a true, and then do else table view dot set editing true, which is in lowercase, true. There we go, and animated to true. And what this bit of code here does, basically it's a toggle. If the table view isn't in editing mode, it will set it in editing mode for us to reorder. Otherwise, if it's currently in the editing mode to reorder it, it will set it back to non-editing mode. So just like a view read-only kind of mode. So the next bit of code we need to do, we need to add in the function editing style for our index paths. So if we do table view, we should see that in this list. So editing style for row at index path. We'll go return UITableView cell editing style dot none. And what that's going to do, when the table view is in the edit mode, the right hand side of the table view, it's going to show the three reorder lines where you've probably seen in some iPhone apps. It's going to show that little icon there, so people know to click on that and drag it around to reorder the items. The next function we need to add is can move row at index path. So if we just go table view, it will come up in this list here. So we'll go can move row at index path. We'll go return true. What this does, basically it checks if we're allowed to move a certain row, it returns true. If you don't want to move it, will return false. So since we want to allow the user to be able to move every row, you return true. But otherwise, if you wanted to exclude a few rows or exclude every row, this is a place you would put it in. So that's determine if a particular row can be moved. The next function we're going to add in is TableView should indent row. So TableView should indent while editing. We're going to go return false for this one, because usually what happens when you go into editing mode, it will move all the TableView items slightly over to the right. But in this case, I don't want to do it because I personally think it looks better when you're reordering and not to move it. But if you want to move everything over slightly, just change this return false to return true. TableView indent was. Now the final function we need to add is to actually process the TableView move. So that's called TableView move row at index path. Right, here it is. I found it. Move row at index path. So I'm just going to leave that blank for now, just to show you why it's important you code this section properly. Otherwise, you can have some funny bugs with your application. So if we run this now, see our table view here. If we click on reorder, you can see our little icons come at the right side, and we can move everything around, and you can see it all changes the position fine. So you might be asking, what do we need to put in here then? Well, I'll just show you why it's important. If we add in self.tableview.reload data, and now we rerun the app again, we go reorder. When we try to move an item, you can see it just goes back to its original order. So the reason that this is happening is this table data up here. It's got hello my table, then we're adding one more item to it at the end, which is called Seemu. Basically, when you reorder it, it doesn't actually move these around in this table data array, so we need to code it to also move the item in this array. So when this reload data is running, it's just reloading the original order. So to actually move everything around, what we do, go set new order, go there, item to move equals table data, and then here brackets source index path dot row. So this basically gets the item that we just moved. Now we'll go table data dot remove at index into source index path dot row. So this basically removes that item from this table data array from its position, and now we want to add it back into its new position. So to do that, do table data dot insert. We want to insert item to move, that variable we made, and that index will be destination index path dot row. So the source is where we're moving the item from, and the destination is where we are moving it to. So if we run that now, you'll see that it will keep its order again. So go reorder, and you can see once again everything's in the order. So that's basically moving the items around in that table data array also, which what should happen. So you can download the source code below.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe and leave any feedback below. Also check out our website, Facebook and Twitter by clicking or tapping any of the buttons on screen.